Thankful today for the truth of the Lord that can help people in the end time, in the evil time, to be able to know what's going on in the world events and what's happening all over the world, really. But I want everybody today on your TV out there to realize that the main focal point and of all the signs and wonders, they're going to come from over there around Jerusalem and Judea and out of the Iraq and Iran, the Arabian nations, Syria and Lebanon and Jordan and all those Saudi Arabian, all the Arabian nations are in on these. They all worship the same God. Over there, Mohammedanism is their prophet that they all look to, and Islam is their God in that country. Over here, we know God Almighty and Jesus Christ, His Son, in America. That's who we know. And they know you know that. And they think we are a Satan people because we don't believe in their God and in their ways. So they're out to destroy everybody they can and to promote their belief. And they got a belief that's so strong, they kill people trying to push their religion. But we today are going to go back where we left off in the second book of Thessalonians, chapter 2. Our last teachings was teaching about the man of sin, which we're talking about, and we got on our board over here. We have on our board, I got it listed down here, below the white horse rider. And the white horse rider is the Mohammed religion. They call it Muslim religion through Islam. And all of you've heard those names before. The white horse rider in Revelation that John got a revelation on, he saw this Mohammed religion going on a white horse, white representing a religion. And the horse is in battle, and he's got a bow, going forth to conquer and to conquer. So they're trying to conquer people under this religion, to bring people under this religion that they believe in, not under Jesus Christ, not under God Almighty, but under the Quran, which they have a different Bible than what we have. We have the King James Version and other Bibles. The Catholic has the Vulgate and the Douay and all, but they don't go by that. They go by their Quran and by their religion they got. And now the man of sin down here, we got down here below, in the desert, in the temple. And then the beast rule is coming, the last of man's rule on the earth, prior to Christ coming back. These events will come to pass up ahead of us now, and there's signs already showing in the territory over there that I've been looking at for some time. Now let's go back to the second chapter of 2 Thessalonians, all you on TV that's looking and listening. We're going to read from verse 4 of this second chapter of 2 Thessalonians. Speaking of the man of sin being revealed in that third verse, I'll read it again, that no man deceive you by any means, by signs and wonders, because Matthew 24 said they would deceive the very elect if it were possible. But that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. So people are going to fall away from God and go toward this man of sin, and some people are going to take the mark of the beast and other things in the last day, and some of the Israelites are going to come under that, fleshly Israel. There'll be a falling away, and that man of sin be revealed. The man of sin's got to be revealed. He's got to come on the scene, in other words, the son of perdition. Perdition means he's the last of the ones to come, of destruction, to come. And he's called the man of sin prior to Christ coming back. Now let us read verse 4 of the second chapter of 2 Thessalonians. Speaking of the man of sin, or the false Christ that's going to go and set up in Jerusalem, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God. Now this man of sin, which is a false Christ, is going to oppose all that's called God, oppose Christ, and exalt himself above all that is called God. Now what religion, what people today exalt themselves above Jesus Christ? Mohammedanism does. Islam's above God. They've got their own names. They've got their own thing. And they exalt themselves above God. But now this is going to be over around Jerusalem now. This is going really when it comes into being, when he takes his seat and comes and is revealed, will be over in Jerusalem. He'll be revealed in the temple in Jerusalem. All right, now, watch what we tell you. Verse 4 says, who opposes exalts himself above all that's called God. So their religion exalts itself above Jesus Christ, above God. Or that is worshipped. See, anything is worshipped. So that he as God, false Christ. He's going to be a false Christ. So he as God, or false God, sits in the temple of God. And he's going to sit in the temple of God in Jerusalem, showing himself that he is God. He's going to sit down where the real Christ was supposed to be, but he's going to be a false Christ sit in that temple. So if they say he's in the secret chambers, don't go. Jesus said that. That's in Jerusalem, where he's putting his finger on it in Matthew 24. He's telling them that. Don't go. And he will deceive the very elect if it were possible. And then it's going to be a falling away. Paul said there's going to be a falling away before Jesus comes back. Due to this man of sin is going to cause people to follow him. And they're going to fall away from God. And that's exactly what it's going to be. You say, Brother James, how come we haven't heard about this? I don't know. But all I know is I've got it and I'm telling you about it. I'm telling you about it whether you ever heard it or not. And I know about it. And I've read enough that I know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't be up here teaching if I didn't know it. I fear the Lord too much to not know what I'm talking about. Verse 5, Paul telling them now, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, talking to the Thessalonians, I told you these things. Now when I was with you, I told you about this false Christ, the man of sin, going to come and sit in the temple, exalt himself above God, and all that's called God, and he's going to come, and I'll tell you about it. Now, when I was with you, I told you about that. Now he's writing back to them and telling them, beware that the real Christ is not going to come until this false Christ gets revealed first. So a lot of people are looking for Christ to come to rapture them away, but that's not going to happen. The false Christ is going to come before Christ ever comes out of the heavens. And the false Christ is going to sit in the temple in Jerusalem. And I wouldn't doubt what some of these people over here might want to make a journey over there. It wouldn't surprise me what they might want to make a journey over there. Now listen to me. You might think this is not so, but where there's signs and wonders being done under the name of Christ, and somebody sitting in that temple of Jerusalem, they think that's God's people over there. A lot of people over here believe God's people is the fleshly Jew. So what's going to keep them from being deceived? Because they haven't heard what we've been teaching. We've taught things. I wish I could draw them up, flash them before your eyes, but I can't do it. We have taught them. And we do have teachings that we can help anybody with. If you'd like to look us up or come to find us, we'll, tune in on the TV station. You'll hear about us anyway. So a lot of things are going to happen. So it wouldn't surprise me how many preachers might lead a flock of people over to Jerusalem from over here. So it could affect some people over here. And then the beast rule, where you can't buy or sell, it's going to affect the United States too, because they're a big trading nation, the United States is. And they've got to trade with them people. Back and forth with China and all. This is coming down to money thing now in this last day. A money thing, a deceiving day. Money is the root of all evil. And the evilest day coming on the earth is coming ahead of us. And Christ saw it. And not many people share with me in this. But I thank God for it today. I thank God for the power of the Lord today. I thank God there is a truth in this word today. And apostles have said it, and Jesus has said it, and Daniel has said it, and Jesus said, read what Daniel said. Some of them don't even want to go to Daniel to read it. But anyway, it's in there. So some of them said we don't know anything about prophecy. Well, you need to know about prophecy. But it goes on to say in verse 4, who opposes exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God. He's going to be like Christ. false God, false Christ. So he's got to be revealed before the real Christ comes back. Real Christ is coming out of heaven. This isn't going to be either in the desert, in the secret chamber, in the temple. And Jesus said that's what they'll do. But don't go there. I've told you before, don't go there. But people's going to go anyway. If they're doing signs and wonders and say he's over there and Israel still believes their Messiah is yet to come, they're going to go there. What's going to keep them from it? They don't believe the Christ is sitting in the heavens. They don't believe Jesus Christ up there. They don't want Christ preached to them. They believe that the Christ, the Messiah, is yet to come. And they believe Elijah is yet to come. And both of them have come and done gone. And Jesus is in the heavens, and John the Baptist got beheaded as the Elijah. But the Jew people don't know that. They're still in this, been put to sleep. The Lord let them sleep a perpetual sleep. And because they turned from the Lord. Now you wouldn't believe God would turn people over? Now you just listen to this right here. We're going to read right here. You watch what he says. All right, let's go on down. I hope we got enough time today to cover some of this. He's going to sit in the temple of God, shoot himself that he is God, and that's going to be in the temple in Jerusalem. The false Christ is going to go over there, and people over there is going to believe the Messiah has come out of the desert, wherever they say he is, because he's doing signs and wonders to deceive the very elect if it's possible. So there's going to be some great deceiving going on. Verse 5, Paul said, remember ye not that when I was yet with you I told you these things? And now you know what withholdeth. Now you know what withholdeth. You know what's going to come to pass. That he might be revealed in his time. And the man of sin of the false Christ is going to be revealed in his time. He's got a time. God's allotted a time for him to do this. And he's going to come in at a time. And then when he does set up, Jesus is coming back to devour him, to destroy him. And we're going to let you read what Paul says about it. You know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. He's got a time. Verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity. Now, mystery means you don't understand. Iniquity is a working, but it's a mystery to it. You don't understand how it's going to work. There's a mystery about this false Christ sitting in the temple of God. There's a mystery about iniquity working in that time, a given time. And then everybody won't know about it. But there's a mystery about that thing. Concerning this man of sin. It's a mystery on that thing. He says, for a mystery of iniquity doth already work. Now sin, that man of sin, iniquity, through him, it's already working in areas of the world already at that time. Already was working. Paul writing in his day. It's already working. Iniquity is. But this great deceiving of iniquity, mystery is yet to come when this man gets revealed. And when he gets revealed, then that mystery will be past. But it'll be too late for a lot of people. The mystery of it all, they got deceived by not knowing when it sets up. The mystery of it, they don't understand it because it's a mystery. But only God's people, the elect and the saints, is going to know the mystery. All right? Paul says the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let. Paul says only he who letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And now God lets this happen until he takes him out of the way. And the Lord's the one that's letting it happen. And it's going to come on in his time. And he's going to come false Christ. He's going to come into the temple in Jerusalem. And we got people today, they're saying, where until he be taken away, they think the saints are going to be taken away. And instead of the man of sin be taken away. They got it confused that they're going to be taken away. And they're teaching, some are teaching that the saints are going to be taken away before he's revealed. But it's not that way. The man of sin is going to be revealed, and people are going to be deceived until he's taken away. And he's allotted a time for that, until he be taken away. For he who lets will let until he be taken away. And God lets this happen to Jerusalem and to those over there. Verse 8, and then shall that wicked be revealed. Now when he does sit up there in his time to come, he will be revealed. The wicked will be revealed at a certain time. Then he will be revealed in the temple over there of Jerusalem. And a lot of Israel in the flesh will have followed him. And a lot of the people in the United States that don't know too much will want to go over there to believe Christ has slipped in. Because they'll say, there's teachers today that Christ will be raptured away and nobody will know when he's coming. He can slip in and slip out and slip the saints away. And if they taught that, they might think he's over there in Jerusalem. He's over there, and he slipped in and got in over there. This slipping in and slipping out is something that's very bad. Very bad. He's not going to slip in. Every eye will see Jesus come out of the heavens when he comes. But people that hadn't been taught that, and the religions of this United States has really been in bad shape for years. The religions in this country have been in bad shape as far as lack of knowledge and understanding of prophecy and end-time events. They've lacked that for years over here. And they've harped, join the church, pay your tithes more than they have on these things that we need to know. And that's the reason a lot of people are going to be deceived. Now, how's our time? Thank you. We need them. All right. He said, and then shall that wicked be revealed. Verse 8 of the 2nd chapter of 2 Thessalonians. And then the false Christ will be revealed. Then it tells about what happens to him when he does get revealed and when it's made known who he is. Let's see what it says here. And then shall this wicked be revealed. Sitting in the temple, he's going to be revealed. Whom the Lord, Jesus is coming out of the heavens, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Jesus, when he comes back, going to be great glory. He's coming in great glory, brightness of his glory. He's going to consume this false Christ sitting in the temple over there. When he does sit in there, it gets revealed, then Christ will come. And Christ will consume him. What does it say? And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord, which is Jesus, shall consume. Now Jesus is going to consume him. I mean, he can't stand in the face of Jesus. The real Christ can consume this false prophet, false Christ. He's going to consume him, and he's going to destroy him. He'll be destroyed and taken out of the way. And all the people that followed him, they have followed a lie. Now this is coming, people. All this is coming. It's going to happen over there in Jerusalem, coming out of the Arabian nations. So all of you might as well realize the Mohammedan religion is going to prevail for a given time. And then they're going to come down in Jerusalem with that religion. Yes. And say that, exalt themselves above all that's called God. They're going to think they're the God of the earth. They're the one that's going to, has got the real God. Did you know a lot of people believe that already? And Jesus shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, verse 8, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. You know the brightness of his coming, that's something, isn't it? The brightness of his coming. He'll look like the sun, because the sun won't shine, the moon won't give us light, and let him be the brightness. He'll be the strong light. He comes out of heaven, you ain't never seen a sun shine like this one's going to shine. He's going to have a brightness of his coming, and every eye shall see him, and the tribes of the earth are going to mourn, because he's going to stop this mess that's been going on. All terrorists, all Mohammedan religion is going to be done away with. The real Christ is going to take the earth over. Won't be some of them in the desert doing it. It'll be this one coming out of heaven that's going to do it. The real Christ is going to take his place in the earth and consume the false Christ. Plain here. Consume with the brightness of his coming. When he gets revealed, then it's time for Christ to come. And he's going to take him right where he's at, right in Jerusalem. And Jerusalem is going to be made desolate. Yeah. It's going to be made desolate prior to Christ coming back. All right, let's read a little more. He's going to consume him with the brightness of his coming and destroy the spirit of his mouth. The spirit of his mouth. What is the spirit of his mouth? Well, he's the Christ. He's the God. His spirit of his mouth, he's got power there. He's got the voice. He's got the voice that says, I'm the Christ. He's the real one. He's got the Spirit of Christ with him, the real Christ. And that he'll destroy him with the spirit of his mouth. He's He's got power within himself to do away with this one. I'll tell you that. And he's got the brightness of his glory. God's going to give him that brightness and bring all enemies under his feet. He's got this power God's give him. And these days are coming down the road. I hope all of you understand what we're teaching. Now verse 9, getting back to the man of sin and to that wicked one. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. That wicked man, or the man of sin, his workings is after the working of Satan. That's the reason he's a false Christ. He's got the workings of Satan in him. Because Satan wants to exalt himself. And he's going to get in this false Christ, and he's going to have the workings of Satan, whose coming, this evil man, man of sin, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. That false Christ is going to have lying wonders with all power as the workers of Satan. Did you know Satan is strong? He's got the world deceived today. He's got them after false gods. He's got them blowing themselves up under the name of a God that don't exist. People are blowing up today, killing each other under Mohammedan religion and Islam. Satan's got them doing that. And they go over to Mecca over there and throw stones at some thing there called Satan, thinking they're hurting Satan. Satan's got them deceived, and they're fighting for Satan, their own selves, and don't know it. And that's how deceived they are. I hope some of them would convert to Christ before it's too late. They better turn to Christ because they're going to die under that religion. That's going to have the workings of Satan in it, that religion. And did you know what Satan does? He likes to kill people. And that religion does too. Satan's a murderer, the Bible said. He's a liar and a murderer. Has been from the beginning. He kills people. And so this one here is going to have the workings of Satan in him with all lying wonders, sign lying wonders, and power as the workings of Satan. Verse 10, and with all deceivedness of unrighteousness. He's going to have all deceivedness of unrighteousness in them that perish. Now, who's this that's going to perish? Some of these Israelites that didn't believe in Christ. All right, look what he says. Because they received not the love of the truth. God sent his son and they didn't believe him. They didn't believe him. The truth came to them and they didn't believe the Messiah came. And they're still looking for one, and God's going to let them have a false one. And you know what he's going to do? This is what it says here. And with all deceivers unrighteous in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth. And Jesus said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. Proclaimed it to them, before them. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. And they didn't believe him. Because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, this is the secret of it all right here. This is where I tee in on. And for this cause, God, the real God, the eternal God in the heavens, shall send them strong delusion. The Israelite people, the Jew over there, he's going to send them strong delusions that they should believe a lie. And some of these people over here might get in on some of that lie too, if they believe that Israel or the Jew over there is God's chosen people and that God's going to take care of things over there, and they go over there to try to help them out. They could also believe a lie. They could turn away from Christ and fall away. They could perish because they just don't know the truth. You know it's good to know the truth? It's good that God lets you know the truth and know what he's doing. Now God didn't only deceive them in the day of Christ. Paul said he gave Israel the eyes of slumber. And David said he made their table a stumbling block and a snare to them. Even in that day, David said it. Now Paul is saying that he's going to let them believe a lie and be damned. And he knows who he's talking about. Those people over there. It's not people over here as a whole. A lot of people over here are already deceived about a lot of things. They don't know about a lot of things already over here. And for this cause, God shall send, verse 11, shall send them strong delusion. Strong delusion. Boy, strong delusion is something. When you're deluded strong, you're going to believe it. God is mad at them. He got indignation against them. He's going to send them a strong delusion. He's got something for them. They didn't want him, didn't like him, and Jesus said, you'll wish to see One of the days of the Son of Man, and you won't get to see it. But they're going to see a false one come over there. And they refuse the Christ. Send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. And a lot of those Jews are going to believe a lie and receive a false Christ. And some people over here might believe in that false Christ that they believe in over there. Because they believe that the Jew is God's chosen people out over here. But it's not so. It's those that come in through Jesus, Jew and Gentile, is God's chosen people. He don't choose you by your fleshly nationality. As a Jew, they don't get saved through nationality. They get saved through Christ. The Gentile don't get saved through nationality or kinfolks or mother or daddy or aunts or uncles. It's through Christ. So we might as well clear the cobwebs of decision out of our minds and let God give us light and believe these teachings. These are good teachings. This is good teachings here. It'll help you if you can believe them. All right, verse 12. That they all might be damned who believe not the truth. Now God's going to let them be damned if they believe not the truth. You know, there's one other scripture comes to me about that being damned. Jesus told his disciples in Mark 16, go ye in all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. He that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. Now some of them people didn't believe in Jesus. And his disciples went out teaching them, preaching the gospel. And they didn't believe in him, so they're going to be damned. Even back in the days of the apostles, some of them would be damned. That they might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. But Paul comforts the Thessalonians here. He said, but we are bound to give thanks always to God for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord. See how he really comforts them and tells them? Because God hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth. He chose you ahead of time, you Thessalonians, and he's done this for you. And let you have the truth. Isn't that good? See how he handles this situation? How much time we got? Okay. I hope all you people have enjoyed the teachings in this part that we've had. And there's some more that we might get into if we'll see how the Lord works with us. So until next time, this is Brother E. James, your Bible teacher. May God give you understanding in this we've taught today.